It's Monday, February 22nd, and I just feel cold and remote and distant and alone. And first thing, just thought of Pluto and how just not even that long ago, you know, it was a planet, and now it's not a planet. But does Pluto care? No, nothing changed. And, it's not like it's sentient in the first place. It's just a collection of, dust, rock, ice, particles that had some gravity. And, you know, how we define things is, we're just a combination of biochemicals and organic material and, just electrical energy, electrical machine, biologically founded. So we're not all that much different than Pluto, just made up of different stuff and functioning differently. But anyway, I was just thinking about Pluto. And the only reason it didn't qualify as being a planet officially is, it's not exactly spheroid. Of course, what exactly is spheroid? No one's perfect. And it didn't clear its orbital path. Well, it's going to get around to it. Just give it time. No. Whatever it was going to do, it's pretty much done it by now. But anyway. Poor Pluto. The lonely, no. But anyway, I'm just feeling a bit dark and isolated. And then I remembered that I needed to get that thumbnail, that smile pushed further into obscurity. And I've been thinking about deleting some things and getting rid of some things and abandoning some things and letting some things go and just stopping activities. And, it's like really analyzing. It's like, do I need to be doing that? What am I getting out of it? Is it helpful? Is it harmful? Is it benefiting me at the expense of other people, or is it, benefiting them at the expense of me? Am I doing harm to myself? Sadly, all these things remain in deliberations and will remain so, because there's no evidence of anything really. I can deduce or infer whatever I want. And I can just, create facsimiles of information. And I can do a lot with a little. Just the tiniest little bit of information. I can create whole archetypes of, chains of information of what stuff means and put whole backstories in new light. Okay, let's assume this, and then let's throw that new assumption against everything else and see how that plays out from ground zero, and then just run it through all the way and arrive at a completely different understanding of the current situation with this one new assumption in mind. Okay, delete that assumption. Let's throw on this assumption instead, or these combination of assumptions or inferences or deductions, whatever I want to call it. And I'll always be wrong. That's the thing. No matter what I come up with, I'll always be wrong. I won't even be close, but I'll believe it. So, autistically speaking, that was the other thing I did today, was just, I need some more input. I need some more perspective about how other people deal with these types of thoughts, even to discover that how it is I'm thinking is something that is how other people think. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, yeah, and it still hurts, but at least I'm not, totally alien to myself. And, foreigner, stranger, you know, traveler. So, and I still don't understand. And that's just me coming to terms with being okay with that. It's like, because right now I don't feel okay about it. And I don't like it. And I don't approve of it. And I don't like feeling in the dark and, you know, and rejected, dejected, um, misunderstood, misinterpreted, not represented. I don't count, all that stuff. You know, all these thoughts that don't do me any good, but I tell myself because I, you know, just can't find anything to spark my imagination and tell me different. I mean, I'm sure it's there. It's just I'm looking for a smack in the face to tell me, you know, something real, so I can, like, you know, feel it. You know, something I can, really, really, something tangible, something concrete. But that's asking too much. So I have to go, um, with riddles and mysteries and conundrums and, enigmas and puzzles and illusions and shadows. I don't think I'm okay with that. You know, it's fun for a while. It's a novelty for a while. Um, but it just gets too, I get lost. And I think I've been lost for a while. I think I've talked about it at length. And it's okay. I can deal with it for a while. But, you know, eventually I just, it's like I'm just going to give up and just stop and get my sense of direction and just be like, what the hell? How did I even get here? Why is it that I feel the way I do? How did I get to these feelings? On what merit? And it's like I don't even know how I got to how I feel right now, and that's scary. And I'm trying to follow a chain of thought to arrive at, to give my feelings some clarity or definition. And it's like I can't. I mean, I have an idea, and it's like, well, I understand it's a good idea, but was it, is it real? And it's like, whew, it doesn't. There are lots of signs that point to the negative. It's like, you know, for all I know, it's like my absence is welcome. My input is not wanted. Um, so, hmm. And also it's like I might be interfering and interrupting a process. And it's like, my continued persistence at making myself present, it's like, yeah, I'm making it about me. Or at least it feels like it could be interpreted as me trying to insert myself and be, dominant or, artificially, taking control. And it's like, I don't know if that's, I don't think I, so it's like, I'll just remove myself. Let's get out of Dodge, leave it, call it done. And, it's like, I've done this before with other people, and it's like, well, if I get a call back, then I'll know that, maybe the complete removal of myself was not, was not the right thing to do. But in those situations, I never got a call back. It was just like, okay, I guess maybe I was overstepping my boundaries and going where I didn't belong, and was gave too much attention. I revealed too much information because people don't like people that like them. Why would people like people that like them if they're not the person that I do the same thing, so it's like I understand. I've talked about it before. It's like cups of tea and stuff. I don't like people that like me too much. It's like they want attention and stuff. They want my time, and it's like, frankly, I don't find them all that interesting. It's not that they're boring, and they might be just fine for lots of other people, but those are the, it's like, so it's like, I know for me, it's like, I have my niche stuff that I can talk about, But outside of that, it's like, I'm not all that interesting of a person. I have some interesting things, but it wears off. It sounds like, interesting at first, but then eventually it becomes routine. It becomes old. But I think, isn't that how it is with everybody? They have their stuff that they're good at talking about. And after that, I don't know. So you got to find people that have stuff that, you can grow with, or grow with, and share with and stuff, I guess. I haven't figured it out. But have I made progress? I don't know. So, every day is a new opportunity to, try out new things, fail at new things, solve new things. But it's just really sad, because, it's not the first time. When I think I've found something real, something sustainable, and something I want to, encourage. And it just evaporates. And it's like, did I pay too much attention? Probably. Did I give too much? Did I take too much? Did I cost too much? Did I afford too much? Did I presume too much? Did I assume too much? All these questions, I don't know. But I was reading online. I take people pretty much by their word. I know it's online stuff, but a lot, there's not much going on for profit on some of the stuff. It's just people like me, just talking about their experience, and they don't have any reason to be deceptive, not that I can tell. And the way it reads, it's like, it's very honest, and it's just like me. And so I was looking at some ADHD stuff from a few people on their pages today, and it's like, yeah, I can really relate and identify with a lot of that stuff. And I don't think in any of my, I don't remember, because it's been 2 years since I looked through my medical records and my diagnosis, and because I wasn't looking for ADHD, I was only looking for, at the time, I was looking for Asperger's, which I found, really quickly, and some other things in there too, but I don't remember what they said. And it took a lot out of me to just look at it the one time. And it's like, I don't need to be looking at it again. But and they probably weren't looking for ADHD. They probably were happy with finding something. I don't know what the thought process was at the time. But I was looking at the different shutdown, meltdown, burnout modes, and how our self-talk and how we perceive ourselves and our relationships, and how we see the world, and how we think the world sees us, and how we're feeling about it, how we're perceiving everything in our place, and sensing, and how it just goes into, really bad places. And it's like, yeah. And it's like, no one can really draw me out. I have to basically get over it myself. Because most times no one knows. No one has any idea. I just go quiet, and I just retreat, and I just, stop talking as much. I just go, I'm already, very inside myself. So I just go further, and it doesn't help anything. And, it is, tends to hurt a bit more, but it's something I do. Yeah. And it's just about, no one can help me with anything. It's just me being emotionally responsible, and can I live with it? No, I've lived with it so far. And but it's, and as far as like a lot of recovery, it's like people, you know they think a lot of things are addiction related, and for me that might have been at one point true, and it still is to some degree, I suppose. I give them that. But for me, it's more about deciding to live every day, and to keep trying every day, to assume the responsibilities that I've been given and chosen and taken on, and fulfilling them to the best of my ability, showing up, doing what I say I'm going to do, being where I say I'm going to be, keep trying, and try to have some sort of positive attitude, but don't ask me for too much. But as far as like, addiction related, alcoholism, it's like, not so much. I have more problems with just being autistic and dealing with life. Like I always did. And it's like I used to treat it, self-medicate with alcohol, because I couldn't accept, well, I didn't know. But now I'm just facing everything real. And it's like I am not numb to it, even though I go numb to it. And it's all just very overwhelming, and that's okay. So it's like I can't save the world, and so it's like I have to just shut down from all the different causes and influences. And it's like everybody wants, everybody has a cause, everybody has an agenda, everybody has a campaign, a crusade. It's something they're fighting for, something they believe in that's bigger than them. And it's like I just can't handle all of that. I can, I have trouble enough, like, it's coming up to tax season, and it's like, I'm just, it's every year, and it's like, I just worry for no reason, and everything's fine, but, or if like, I have to get my annual registration on the car, that's a big thing, it's paperwork, and I have to talk to people, and I got like my taxes done for the property in Wisconsin, and that was a whole big thing, and, it's just, I have trouble with my own life, and, so it's like I don't know about like protesting and in different countries, and saving, it's like it's just all too much, and there's too many causes, because you look anywhere in the world and there's always something devastating going on, and heartbreak, and just, it's horrible. Just any place, everybody's got a story, and it's just, I've got my own story, and I work on it myself. I don't, I guess I just have that ability, but I do need help, but I rarely ask for it. Or maybe I do, and I just don't know it. I don't know. That's when I just retreat, and it's like I just don't know anymore, and I might be asking too much, or expecting, or demanding, or being resentful, so I'll just shut down, and go back to being alone, because that's all I do, and that's what I know. And that might just be fear, my own fear of anything that's not, but I can't say that I haven't tried. I got way outside of myself trying to, be interactive and engaging and charismatic in my own way, which might have been perceived badly, but I don't have any control over how other people see things based on their own entire life that has led up to them encountering me. So they might see me through filters of, seeing, oh, that's reminiscent of this other person. They behaved like that, and this is how they turned out. So, ooh. So, I don't know. Other people have more experience with stuff than I do. And it's like I claim, inexperience, and it's not, and I don't think people actually understand, because, or maybe I don't understand. I don't, like I say, let other people make their own determination. I can't determine stuff for them and tell them what they think. Just I just do what I do, and other people make their judgments and determinations and figure. If they want to figure me out, let them figure me out. If they don't, then let them go, and wish them well, I guess. It's like, one of my favorite phrases that I think was passed down to me from my brother at some point was like, I don't wish anybody any specific harm. Just let them, people can live their life and they don't need me around interfering or interrupting with their natural process of, probably that I was disturbing. It's like, but I really like the writing, and it's like I introduced myself without their knowledge of somebody that I was, actively talking to back in 2019. And it's like I really liked their writing, and I'm reading it again. Their new writing since the unpleasantness, and it's like, yeah, it's really good. It still is. And yeah, I can see how I got confused. Yeah, it's their writing style. They wrote in such a way that, I got lost. So anyway, sometimes I tend to put myself into conversations that I am not a part of, and I do that still. So it's like I am not a part of this conversation. The conversation that I was a part of has ended, and there is no new conversation. So I'm currently in 0 conversations. There's nothing going on. And, I don't have to like it, but I do have to accept it. So whatever complaining or, pissing and moaning or, any of those unfavorable words that I don't like, whining, yeah, having a tantrumatic episode where I can just, bully myself or make fun of myself or tell myself whatever I want to tell myself. I'll get over it eventually. So that's just when I think something's real and it turns out that it's not. Yeah. But then part of me still thinks that it is, and I haven't gotten over that part yet. And it's like I'm not naming names, just like the one from 2009, in 2018, then one in 2019, and then one in the early part of 2020, when the pandemic was getting started. And it's just, how much of it, any of it, was ever real, versus, what was real to me, what was real to them, were they even aware? How much were they aware of it, And as soon as they got a sense that there was something going on with me, then they were like, oh. But I don't know. I am a confusing person to be around. So, but it seems like when I'm around people, face to face, they get an understanding. And it's like I'm well liked around people that I see, person to person. They get the whole picture, and they can see the consistency and the continuity. Whereas if it's just like, I don't know, they get to see more of the iceberg. They can detect what's beneath and sense the undercurrents and some of the riptides and undertow that you can't sense otherwise. But in person, you can kind of, there's little boundaries that, sometimes people stumble into. And, I can give little warnings, I don't know how those warnings come across, but people seem to pick up on them, that they've stumbled into something that I don't talk about or I don't want to, or just how I carry myself or something, I'm not sure. And it's the same thing with other people. I get the sense of when I need to leave them alone, back off, just they're in a mood, don't go poking them. It's respect, it's boundaries, it's privacy. So, however it is I want to be treated, that's how I have to treat other people. So, yeah. So, in this case, if I'm choosing to disappear, then I'm disappearing. And I have every right to disappear. Other people disappear. So, yeah. And that's not what gives me the right to disappear, because I disappear on my own anyway. But, and it's not, again, like I've been saying, for me to tell myself that it's not that I don't care, and it's not to be mean. It's just, I don't understand, so I need to go away. I'll still be here. This doesn't change anything between you and me. We're still okay. But I need to go, I think. At least that's what my thinking today tells me. Tomorrow might be entirely different. But yesterday, at some point, I just, I got broke. Culmination of a bunch of things just collided and impacted and just left a crater. And some of the debris is still up in the atmosphere and has yet to, settle. So, had a collision. Still receiving telemetry on what happened. I don't think I'll ever know what happened. So, something's in the works. But what it is, I don't know. But as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, whether it's reluctantly or begrudgingly or maybe even accidentally happily and gratefully, I can be unintentionally happy when I want to be. But for right now, I feel cold, remote, distant, and alone. Much like Pluto. If Pluto were a sentient, conscious, creative entity of some kind. But, oh well. But it is getting to springtime out there. It is getting warmer temperatures, but at least in this back room, it was chilly. So I threw on my coat. So, So, anyway, I didn't really have much to say, but this sure did take a while. So, I guess I'm going to call that good for Monday, Monday, February 22nd, 2021. This is where I was at, and this is what I was doing. And it's not even like 10 a.m. out there. So, I can hear birds. Little tweets. Anyway, I'm going to go now.